All right. Let's take a look. Let's see what's going on around the markets. As we can see, man, Nasdaq had a crazy sell-off. Right? Of course, we just had news, major red folder news here. Let's take a look here. Let's pull up all our news here. The main thing saying if at the open, will we get that pop and then a continuation of the drop? The sell-off that just happened though, that was, I mean, that was a, you could pretty much been done for the day with that. I mean, that was a hell of a move, honestly. Hell of a move. So right now we just have crossed into the weekly VWAP here. And we're gonna see if we're gonna pretty much touch this 440s. Alright. Or if we get that pop back up. See if our pivots are active. Alright, so we got our daily pivot there at the 533. 24, 533. Now I'm gonna tell you the major move here, man, if you don't know, is really in oil. Alright, oil is up $7 today. 8% today, guys. It's gone up $20 this week. Alright. That's another reason, like I mentioned, why I started to watch the heat map. I want to try to put the heat map on the, I wanted to put it on here. Alright. But if you could see here why we use different types of levels, right? I kind of have a pretty much kind of like a grid of or a framework on which ones I use.
Commodities. U.S. non-farm payroll
Which
employment
levels?
unexpectedly falls in February.
Right. So you have several different types of levels. Right. You have your whole numbers.
CNBC.
You have your pivot points.
News. United
right.
CEO
Of course, you have your daily highs and
higher
lows and those kind of important levels like that. Of course.
CNBC. Top news.
You have the VWAP,
Trump
pivot
says
points,
there will be no deal with Iran
these fibs as well, Fibonacci's, and that's pretty much it. And the whole numbers, right? So now, of course, we see here 600 is going to be the number we're watching.
Asset says we should look at the average job numbers. It's currently speaking on CNBC.
So we're watching at 600. We want to see if we can get that crash down to that 530s, 533 area. All right, we're gonna see if anything shapes up here. See if it may do a nice pop, basically. For the open, that's what I'm thinking. For the open, and then it's gonna continue down.
Asset says that we are seeing a productivity boom.
Definitely be watching this 24,600. Now what I want to show though, right, the big thing is, like I mentioned, is oil. Oil is the play for the week, right? That was the definite play. Let's look at it on a weekly standard here. Look at this, man. Look at this rip. 20% up for the week, right? And you have some pretty good clear breakouts here, right, for continuation, right? So you try to find out what's the mode, right, that it's in, pretty much. What regime is it in? And as you know, with the tensions in Iran, I mean, of course that's going to drive oil up. So the next move from that is to find the play, right? Or just get your setups, right? You got a theme pretty much. Let's check that out. Let's check oil out here. And I'm wondering, now we're getting a little pullback, but it looks like we got up to pretty much $88 in oil. Alright. Blew through all the pivots, all the trend lines, everything. Right? I mean, this was really a great setup, honestly.
White House advisor Hassett says, I'm expecting 4% growth this year. Qatar
And
says
as you
the
can see,
security
we're
threat
pretty
is high
extended
and
on
tells
this.
residents
Now,
to
that
stay
does not
home.
mean to sell it just yet, really. But there could be possibly some nice scalps setting up. Really nice scalps. Right? The move was overnight in oil. Right? Pretty clean, actually. I mean, really, really clean move. Right? Yeah. That was a really clean move. You had several opportunities where you could have pretty much entered overnight. Right? And just pretty much played this. Forget our
Hassett on Iran says, I expect some disruption now, but expect energy stabilization with Venezuelan oil. Again, Hassett speaking on CNBC.
so 90s, man. Could we be seeing 90s this Friday on oil? That's the question. Can we see 90s?
Seeking alpha, market currents. Varex Imaging to redeem $368 million of 7.875% senior secured notes due 2027. Seeking alpha, market currents. Reborn Coffee appoints Young Lim as co-chief executive officer. CNBC, top news. FDA official calls Unicure's gene therapy a failed treatment for Huntington's disease. CNBC, top news. U.S. payrolls unexpectedly fell by 92,000 in February, unemployment rate rises to 4.4%. CNBC, top news.
Nasdaq really had the great
Trump
move
says
this
there will
morning.
be no
I mean,
deal with
pretty
Iran
much you
except
could be done.
unconditional surrender.
I mean, for the day. Right. You could be done for the day, honestly. But there's more, right? It's more to come, I'm sure. So if you didn't catch this move, right, it's gonna set up again. Pretty much want to set your risk. Set your risk, find some great risk parameters, set your stops, and then continuously trading that downward stream. I'm still, like I mentioned, I'm looking for that 430s area. Here's about 450s on these pivots. Then we're gonna watch for oil to go up to 90. Alright. So we're gonna watch out for the open. Let's take a look. Let's see how this thing gonna play out. And I actually need to update. I need to update these.
Iran fires missiles at a US base in Kuwait, according to Iranian state TV.
Because oil here is not the active contract. CLE.
Set says
Alright.
on oil, there's no discussion of an SPR release anytime soon. So again, that's White House Economic Advisor Hassett on Iran, saying that there's no discussion of an SPR release anytime soon.
We break that 600, man, this thing could really start to really go. But of course we have 10 minutes for the open.
Hassett says the military is putting together a plan so we can get ships through the Strait of Hormuz.
What a move though. Once we broke out of here, man, this thing got to moving, man. Alright. So now we're just looking for further downside continuation. So right now they're pretty much holding right below the weekly first standard deviation. And this thing just may tank just immediately at open. Alright. But always look for some type of pop and then a drop. So we'll see. You gotta be ready for both. Alright. Be ready for both. I wonder why I'm here we go. Let's see if we can get this thing going. And it's still not doing it. It says keep in view, but it's not keeping it in the view. That is so stupid. Alright, we'll put it on auto centering. That'll be alright for now. We just need to kind of see these orders, see how they're shaping up here. I like to keep in view because it lets me
Seeking alpha.
see
Market
the
currents.
movement. Alright.
Direct booking technology regains Nasdaq compliance on minimum bid price. Seeking alpha. Market currents. Treasury bonds drop after negative payroll surprise, then rebound. CNBC, top news.
So
Trump
bonds
says
are
no
now
deal with Iran
negative
to end
here.
war without unconditional surrender. CNBC, top news. Jim Cramer's top 10 things to watch in the stock market Friday.
Got pumped to 650s.
Asset on tariffs says private actors are going to work out the way refunds should happen. US dollar extends its gain, briefly trimming the post-payrolls decline that we saw. So the euro against the euro, it's now down spot 5%.
Can we touch 50 and get there? Not quite. You got to be quick. And let's see if we can get that 50. We're right there at the weekly first standard deviation. Here we go. Bam. Here we go. Quick little 15 points. Quick 15 points. So, just a recap, just to see exactly the main things I'm looking at here. right? There are a few things that I like to look at here as far as levels, right? As far as your levels, let's go ahead and eliminate everything here for now. So what I always for sure like to look at, I always like to zoom out, see exactly what's happening. Right, we're still in the range on Nasdaq, by the way. Still in the range, we're just kind of trending pretty much for the day downward, of course. But we're still ranging. Still in the range, no major follow through here. Alright.
IB says another
But a few
ship
things I
has been
like to
attacked in the
watch
Strait
for
of Hormuz.
levels. Alright. Few different things here. Let me see here.
Keep in mind, White House advisor Hassett's interview
So
on
what do
CNBC
we
has
look at?
ended.
What do I look at, I would say? Right? For sure I look at like your daily, weekly, and monthly like highs and lows, right? Highs and lows, right? That's before you start adding pretty much any indicators, right? And it's just how do you analyze, right? But I like to definitely look at those different things, especially when we're in a consolidation like this, right? I'll zoom out to a weekly, right? Or if it's really consolidating, we'll go into a monthly, all right? But I like to look at those. You can see here clearly we broke past last week's low. And then we're pretty much getting stuck right here at the 24,450s area, right?
The dollar also extending its rise against the
But
yen.
we're
Here,
really
last
just
up,
in a
3%
big
at
weekly range here,
158.03 yen.
right? So I like to plot these levels here. I'll plot this one here, right? Because that's some clear support. I'll plot this one here. And these are just major breaking point levels, right? And that's the most immediate, right? And a lot of people thought we would be going down a lot stronger this week, myself included, not gonna lie. But then you gotta have those kind of ideas, and then you gotta know
Finance,
how to
news.
trade that idea,
These
right?
are the 5 best
And how to
stocks
validate
to
and
watch
invalidate.
Yahoo
All right, so we
Finance,
start there with
top
the
news.
daily, weekly, and monthly
Day
levels.
1 biopharmaceuticals skyrocket
Just simple.
on Servier's
Just simply just look at the
$2.5 billion buyout.
highs and lows, right? You can
Yahoo
start there.
Finance, top
Then
news.
depending on like the
Stock
month or
market
something
today,
like that, I'll do
Dow,
like the open
S&P
of the
500,
month,
Nasdaq
right, or the
futures
week or the
plummet
day,
after jobs
right, to
report
see those
surprise as
flips.
oil jumps.
All right, so
Yahoo
for this day
Finance,
here,
top news.
you could
Sky
see
Hub
we
price
have some
target raised to
major levels here, right, as
$485
well.
from $420 at B. Riley.
So then after those
Yahoo
daily
Finance,
highs and lows, I
top
like to
news.
also use
Waystar announces expanded collaboration with Google Cloud. Yahoo
like
Finance,
using whole numbers,
top news.
right?
Interactive strength updates FAQs after loan recovery.
Right, and your
Legal
whole
settlement.
numbers are basically just your
Yahoo
psychological
Finance,
numbers,
top
right? Why
news.
do whole numbers make sense?
Morning
Because
movers.
they
Burlington
make
jumps
sense,
following Q4
right?
earnings
25,000 for instance,
Seeking
right?
alpha.
According to
24,000.
CNBC, rates the
Like
board
right
of
now we
trade
are
Industrial
ranging
REIT
pretty much
launches
around that
buyback for up to
24,600.
28.27 M units.
Okay,
Yahoo Finance, top
but
news.
really we're ranging
StubHub price
right
target
around
lowered to
25,000.
$11 from
If you could see
$19
that,
at Buffet. Seeking alpha.
right?
Market
We're
currents.
literally just ranging
Apple
right
concedes
around 20.
bullish
on
views
CNN,
at
Five
Webshop
thousand.
AI
Uber will
Tech.
fall pretty
E-commerce
soon.
expansion. Yahoo Finance, top news. Octa Q4 execution strong, says RBC Capital.
So
Seeking
CNN here is
alpha,
citing a
market
telephone call with
currents.
Trump.
Solid Biosciences announces $240 million private placement.
Hmm.
Seeking alpha, market currents. CN Energy regains Nasdaq minimum bid price compliance. Seeking alpha,
To US oil
market
extending
currents.
gains here.
United Airlines CEO warns jet fuel prices could impact carriers' bottom line soon. Seeking alpha, market currents. Elong Power to implement 1-for-80 share consolidation. Seeking alpha, market currents. Shuttle Pharmaceuticals announces $3.5 million public offering. CNBC, top news. Trump says no deal with Iran to end war without unconditional surrender.
Yeah, this war is crazy, man. It's a lot of, it's too much going on, seems like, right? It's like one big thing happens, then another drastically big thing happens after another, right? Alright, so back to the levels, of course, that I like to watch here. Daily, monthly, weekly, highs and lows, and opens, right? I'll do opens as well. Then, of course, our whole numbers, right? Psychological numbers, right?
Tasnim News reporting that explosions are heard in the Iran capital of Tehran.
Psych numbers, right? Now, after that, right, I like to add in pivot points, right? I like to add in daily, monthly, and weekly pivots.
On open imbalance.
Alright, so the open is about to happen here. About a minute down.
So according to witnesses, a Qatar government sends a mobile phone alert noting that the security threat has been eliminated now.
See if I can get this here. I wonder if I can get this thing to, maybe if I try another note type, so I don't have to keep doing this weirdness. I wonder if it'll be an anchor text point. Would that be better? We'll see. Alright. Alright, so date.
For the markets on open.
Here we go. Here we go, baby. And we'll come right
CNN
back
says
to
that
these
Trump
levels
sees the
here.
outcome for Iran is similar to Venezuela.
Alright, so we got a pop here on the open here, up to 700s here.
410 million. Nasdaq 100, a buy side of 7 million. Dow 30, sell side 92 million. Mag 7, a buy side of 11 million.
Investing.com, stock market. United Airlines sees hit to results on fuel cost spike from Iran conflict. CNBC reports. Investing.com, stock market. Blue Owl has £36 million exposure to collapsed UK property lender.
Alright,
News reports.
now we start flipping again definitely once we break this lows here at 600, man. I mean, the short is going to be real. Alright, so we're getting that pop here and now the drop. We're going to see if we get any continuation here.
Stock market. Analysis maritime insurance premium surge as Iran conflict.
And I'm wondering, is there a way to speed up Quant Towers tape or their dome? Here we go, baby. As you can see, some major sale orders here happening. Let's see if we can get that follow through.
Energy Secretary writes that we've implemented short-term measures to help keep oil prices down.
On Broadcom, AVGO, the core
But again, like I mentioned, we want to see that break of 600.
Investing.com, stock market. BlackRock limits withdrawals at private credit fund as redemptions mount.
Not yet.
Yahoo Finance.
Not yet.
Top news. What makes Motorola Solutions, MSI,
what if I do
an
no
investment
center?
bet? Investing.com, stock market. Western Alliance sues Jeffries over
And that's like I have to watch it and follow it, which is
payment tied to
stupid
First
there.
Brands loans. Investing.com,
And this is why I stopped to. Alright, you can see here.
Property lender loss.
Energy Secretary writes
That's why I stopped liking the auto center.
Why Ubiquiti Incorporated
We need
rallied
this
almost
break here.
40% in February.
Some
Yahoo
people gonna try to go
Finance,
long
top
here.
news. Orion Group price target raised to $17 from
It's gonna
$15.50
crash on 'em.
at B. Riley. Investing.com, stock market.
Alright, so
Huawei
nothing yet
upgrades
here
Siena
setting
on
up here.
cloud data center spending.
We're just pretty much waiting. Alright.
Investing.com, stock market.
Alright.
Stock futures slump as soft jobs data, escalating Iran conflict hammers
We're going to be
sentiment.
watching here for some big orders here.
Investing.com, commodities. U.S. non-farm payroll employment unexpectedly falls in February. Seeking alpha, market currents. Kalidi Biotherapeutics prices $5.2 million underwritten public offering. Seeking alpha, market currents.
The White House economic
Elon
advisor
Power
Hassett, now
announces
speaking in
1,480
another
reverse
interview,
stock
says
split
US
to maintain
jobs
Nasdaq
on net,
compliance.
it's almost a wash.
Shares down. Seeking alpha,
Still
market
nothing yet.
currents. Blue Hat Interactive
As you
Entertainment
can see with that
Technology
pop
announces
up here up to the
$1 million
700s.
share
Again, they're
repurchase
trying to hold
program.
700s really.
So that's
May
saying
get up to the
Seeking alpha.
750 possibly.
Over the months.
Byron Allen buys
730s.
Star Stake offloaded by Hollywood producer Steve Lookin. Seeking alpha, market currents.
Here we go, baby.
Blue Owl Capital stock adds to worries with down 36M of reported exposure to failed Century
There we go.
Capital.
There we go.
CNBC, top news.
Another 20
Trump
points
says
there.
no
Let's
deal
get it.
with Iran to end war without unconditional surrender.
So now what would I do in these kind of situations? This is where the fibs I like to start drawing in, right? Right, I'd like to see exactly the kind of range and fib language, right, in a way. Still want to see this break here. Want to see this break. If we start seeing heavy volume here coming in,
China's defense ministry now says that we'll
Look,
resolutely
25
counter
just
any
bought there.
actions that harm China's
but there's
sovereignty
nothing happening,
and
right?
security
Nothing
under the
happening
pretext
there.
of implementing UN
They're buying it as
resolutions.
no follow through, right?
UK 5-year gilt yields rise to the highest
So
since
that
September
possibly
of
was
last
the
year,
sale
up
signal,
16
really.
basis points on the day,
Right.
around 4.199%.
Here we go. See if we can get some kind of continuation and hold below that 700. Nope, not yet. Not yet. I want to see 650s break.
China's defense
Here we
ministry
go.
says Australian claims of unsafe approach by Chinese
Here we
military
go.
aircraft is a distortion of the facts.
Alright, I'm gonna start dabbling
White
in
House
here. Let's see
economic
what we can get
advisor
here.
Hassett on Iran
Yahoo
and
So
oil
we'll
Finance.
get a
says no Trump
500.
will decide
I
when
want
near-term
to
The
do
Nasdaq
uncertainty
dividend
fives
stocks
here.
retirees are loading up on before the next rate cut. Yahoo Finance, top news.
See if we can get that continuation. I
Energy
want to
and
see this, like I
utilities
mentioned, at
roundup.
4,
Market
530s.
Yahoo Finance.
But we had a lot
top
of volume
news.
up here, just it wasn't
Alphabet
happening.
could
Alright, we're
simply
now
be
1 to
the best
1.
tech
See if we
stock
can get
to
this
own and it's
continuation
still
past
cheap.
this weekly standard deviation.
Seeking
Start
alpha.
the gate here, US stocks
Market
extending
currents.
forward. The S&P now down
Chart
nearly
Technologies
1.6.
There we
upsize
go.
private
Let's get 2 to
placement
1, and
about
then once we start
three-quarters
breaking
and
them, start trailing
97
aggressively.
Centavos MLN. CNBC, top news.
I want to go to
White House
break
economic
even now,
advisor
but
Hassett
it's
on
just
Iran
not
and oil
giving me
says
that
sanctions
that
waiver is one
time.
of the many tools we have ready.
CNBC, top news. Global oil
Possibly
benchmark
trail here.
breaks above $90
Alright, I'm gonna start
a
trailing. Here we go. Let's get it.
US crude tops
Alright, now we're starting to lock
$88.
in profits. We're now in a risk-free trade. There we go. We're getting that break. Let's see if we can get that continuation. So you get that kind of pull back. I hate it. Alright, we may have to try again. That's alright. That's alright. I'll take it. I'll take it. Alright, I'm willing to take it. But I want to leave it. Oh, come on. Come on. Now this is where I started using like possibly like Rankos or something like that, something to where I could trail faster than a minute, right?
UK 2-year gilt yields are up.
Because when this
20
thing
basis
moves,
points
it
on the
can
day now,
move and
around
then it'll pop on you,
4.007%,
and you don't like that.
with the
Nobody
highest
likes
since
that.
October 10th.
All right, especially with the Nazi.
S&P 500.
All right,
banks
so we're
index
right above
falling
this minute high.
3.7%
I
to
don't.
an
I
over
want to see this kind of
4-month low,
reject. We
and
got
that's the banks index.
the VPOC right here. So I'm gonna see if this hold, we're above some few key levels. I may need to give it some room, but I really don't want to. All right, I'm not going to really. I want to see this thing flip. If this 1 minute flips, we're gonna trail again. And we may get stopped out here. We're gonna see. It's like where the sellers. Come on, sell it, sell it. We broke that low. Let's see it. They gotta get ready. All right, here we go. We just flipped. Now if we close flip, that's gonna be even better. All right. I'm gonna start trailing. I don't care. Let's start locking it in. I'm not gonna. Let's go back up. Let's go back up. Just right above that VPOC. It gave me a kind of false flip. Alright, if we break this low here at 616, 600s, that's what we're looking for, but they're holding 600s. Alright, so we're out. Had a little lag there. That was ugly. Alright, so we may have to try again. We're going to see they do that type of mess.
Markets will move
and hope you don't try
Iran
again.
is resolved.
But always give it 2 tries. Alright, so what I'm going to do now, I'm pretty much trying to figure if I want to wait.
The VIX touching a 4-month high.
Oh, there we go.
4.82 points at 28.57.
We'll make it a touch here and see. This is why stops are so important, right? And trailing, right? Because one beautiful move, the next minute it could turn to an ugly move.
Says, I am tracking the private credit
I kind of want to long it
closely.
with that. I kind of do, honestly. I ain't gonna lie. But I'm not gonna. Not gonna. But trailing stops is, I mean, that's a perfect example why you want to trail, all right? Because it'll literally change your ideal in the next minute, all right? You could have an ideal that looks great, the next minute it looks horrible, all right? All right. See if we can get some quick buys in here. I'm gonna try it. May not be good. We're at the 700. I probably shouldn't have. Let's go ahead and get out of that. Being right at 700, the whole number. I think the biggest superpower of a trader, especially being retail traders, we can get out so fast. Right, we can get in and out. We don't have to deal with huge spreads as they used to back in the day. Large commissions, we don't have to deal with that either. Right. You could pretty much trade and just get in and out.
Says, I see no systemic
oh, there we go.
Markets.
Let me try it again.
Yahoo Finance, top news.
See if we can get this
Jensen
break at as high as 730s.
To sell Accenture, ACN.
All right, I'm gonna set the stop here.
Top news. My top 3 mega cap AI stocks to buy after February's tech pullback.
See if we can get up here. See if we can get this break. I may take it off up here because I know this is a quick scalp. It's going against the grain. And not happening.
Wall Street tumbles as non-farm payrolls contract in February.
Oh, my stop is not getting out. What's up? There we go. Now this may be a good short, but I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait. I want to see this break.
CNBC, top news.
This
Trump
could be
says
ugly.
No deal with Iran to end war without unconditional surrender. CNBC, top news.
Look at
Used
that.
vehicle prices jump ahead of spring selling season optimism.
Assets interview has now ended.
Look, and then it'll try to test the back above 700, and then it looks like they're trying to sell into it, honestly. Right? We have Delta going up, but the bars are not going up. Right? Price is not moving up.
April this year,
right?
versus their prior forecast of March.
A lot of buyers in here, but it's not happening. We need to get above 700 clean. I'm gonna try it if we get back above it.
The Dow Jones Transport.
We can break that previous minute candle high.
Last down 3.2%.
All right, let's get it. See if we can get a nice look at that. See, it's still not getting over that 700 cleanly, and it keeps bringing it back in right there. That's why you like to start off light. Don't go all in heavy size. I'm gonna get out. All right, now that was my 2 tries there. I need to stop right there. Right in the same area, 2 tries, you start getting whipped in there, and every candle starts looking good. Look at that. Ooh, I may have to try again, honestly. I hate when they do it this way. The move was here pre-market, right? A lot of the money was made in pre-market. Right now we're just trying to see if we get any kind of continuation or reversal, possibly back up. But right now 700 is where they're playing around. There it is again. Let's try it. Look at that. Let's see if we can get up there. See if we can get that pop at 730s, man. I want to see that 730s. Here we go. I'll take them off here, and what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go to break even here. Alright, so we made a lot of that back end some. Alright, let's see if we can get that pop, and I'm gonna take the rest off. It's not happening. Not giving it. Nope, and we're out. Alright. So they pretty much kinda get to it and they don't. Still made money on that. That was good. They're trying to hold that 700 strong. Oh, that's a nice one there. I'm not gonna mess with it. I'm not gonna mess with it. We're back up there. What I'm thinking though, they're selling off into this thing. Alright. You had this break of that low here, pre-market low, and that's just pretty much ranging up in here. Alright. I wonder why my damn dome isn't. Let's see if it'll work now. Sometimes it's based on what's in focus, so that may be what it is. It looks like, yeah. I want to see this clean sell-off. Once we start breaking back below the VPOC for the day, I may start taking the sell-off. But obviously, I may take this bad boy now. We can make it start adding one.
Eastern time. The Fed's Goolsby due to be giving an interview on TV.
And stop is gonna go right. It's a big one here. Let's see if we can get a 5. See how they're arranging it.
So
I might get us a little bit. We'll still be up. We need to get out of there.
News. San Francisco Fed's daily says jobs report complicates interest rate call.
Alright, so now
CNBC, top news.
Alright, so
Toyota,
now I'm done
Hyundai,
playing in
and
this
Chinese
range. This
automakers
ugly
expected
range
to be
here.
most impacted by Iran war.
This is what I call
Alpha,
master
market
manipulation. Right?
Brunswick Exploration announces upsized non-brokered life private
They're
placement.
trying to sell off into this thing.
Seeking alpha, market currents. BC plunges after AI chip makers ponder slowdown in hybrid bonding tech, report. CNBC,
Ugly
top
range.
news.
This is where
Global
accounts are
oil
broken.
benchmark Brent crude breaks above $90 a barrel
Because
amid
they give
Iran
you
war.
great signals
crude
in
tops
both
$88.
directions, back to back.
Seeking
Right.
alpha, market currents. Tricontinental
But
raises
I
dividend
start
by
figuring out that the
5.1% to
range is where they make all their money,
$0.2848.
or they readjust.
Seeking
Right.
alpha, market currents.
They have to
Biggest
readjust.
stock movers Friday.
Start
MRBL,
putting on
Gap,
hedges and
Dawn,
things like that.
GTRO,
Okay,
and more.
I want to take it once we break
Seeking
660.
alpha,
I'm gonna wait.
market
I'm gonna
currents.
wait. I'm gonna wait.
Tricontinental prefer SHS declares
I wanna see that VPOC get taken out.
$0.625 dividend. Seeking alpha, market currents. Single stock volatility soars
Alright, this
past
could be it.
index levels
This
as
could
AI
be
widens
it.
winners and losers, Apollo says.
If we could break VPOC and get us a
Seeking
good
alpha,
test back
market
up
currents.
to it, or back
Academy
up to it,
Sports and Outdoors raises dividend by
that'll be the one.
15.4% to
We're gonna
15
wait, though.
cents.
Setting up here. Delta go back negative. Oh man, here we go. Here we go. Start adding. May do a wider stop here. Let's see if we can keep it under 1,000. 6. I really don't want to see. Here we go. All right, we're gonna lock it in here. All right, we'll probably add once we start breaking at 600s. And they're back at it. They're back trying to play around here. That's because all the money was made pre-market. Pre-market, all the money was made. Look at that bull. That's what I call market manipulation bullshit. Look at a big 22 seller, but it's not going. Alright, we'll try again. Gonna take that off. Didn't take full stop, we just took it off because, I mean, once they get to plan, I hate it. And then they'll go, right? Alright, so now, pretty much we're looking at something like that. I mean, everybody's waiting for this flush, right? Everybody's waiting for the flush. And what I think happens is, while people are waiting for the flush, the big guys have to readjust. Once this delta gets to going negative, we actually get this break and retest. Watch what happens here. Just watch. If you like this type of content, definitely be sure to like, subscribe to the channel. We do these on the daily.
Again, GPS jamming is
still nothing yet.
Strait of Hormuz, adding fog of,
still just ranging. Alright, so while that goes, let me get back to what's important, what I usually watch as well.
So again, we're shortly expecting comments.
And then watch it happen.
Goolsby speaking on TV.
Watch it. As soon as I get off of it, it'll happen. Alright, but what we like to watch though. Alright, so daily highs and lows here. We're still watching the 660s up here. 670s. Alright, so daily highs and lows, whole numbers, and then of course the last thing we mentioned was pivot points. So same here, daily,
500 now down 1.6%.
Daily, weekly, and monthly pivot points. Right? And really easy to find the pivot points. Alright, just come in here. I have it selected as one of the favorites, but you just come in here, so again, type in pivot points, and then you literally just click on pivot point standard. You don't have to change it or anything, right? Once you put it on there, you're locked in, you're good, right?
For Canada, we also get their IV PMI for February.
Yahoo maker PopMart is opening U.S. headquarters in Culver City.
Alright.
Yahoo Finance, top news. Jensen Quality Growth Equity decided to sell its stake in Zoetis, CTS.
Now, we've got the live video on the feed.
Yahoo Finance, top news. Alibaba
after the pivot points, I like to start getting into like volume analysis, alright, and then like the VWAP, things like that, right?
Top news. Adding to the
Marble upgraded.
Some more information.
So it'll be like the VWAP here,
one of the world's most critical
VWAP,
choke points,
Yahoo Finance,
navigation,
and I'll use that as well on daily, weekly, monthly.
Shipping traffic through the Strait of Hormuz, a bottleneck between the UAE and Iran, through which much of the world's oil and LNG trade flows has collapsed due to the US and Israel's war against
Stanmore Resources Ltd, SMR, bolsters dividend payout despite revenue and earnings miss. Yahoo Finance, top news. Ramaco Resources Incorporated, METC, focused on enhancing coal production and lower cash costs. Yahoo Finance, top news. Blue Creek positions Warrior Met Coal Incorporated, HCC, for robust coal production.
Look at that, back at 720s.
Yahoo Finance, top news.
720s,
Alliance
man.
Resource Partners, LP, ARLP, achieves record production and royalty volumes.
730s, we're hitting 750s.
Yahoo Finance.
I told you,
top
like,
news.
Literally, once I stop
Body
watching
Energy
it, then it'll go.
BTU,
So it could be looking at this
positions for growth with major
750s,
mining
really,
projects.
770s.
Yahoo Finance, top news.
A lot of volume came in
Yanco
here and it
L
went
Australia
nowhere.
Ltd,
Right.
Yakov, achieves
Lot of
record
volume.
coal production and strong financial position.
All right, so we have the daily, weekly, monthly highs and lows, opens, whole numbers,
Yahoo Finance,
daily,
top
weekly, and
news.
monthly
Markets
pivot
will be
points.
visible.
Diversification into metallurgical coal strengthens Whitehaven Coal Limited, with value generation capabilities. Seeking alpha, market currents. VN to acquire controlling stake in TPL Insurance.
So we'll
Seeking
plot
alpha,
our
market currents.
daily.
Unit Corporation declares
VWAP,
$1.25 dividend.
And what I like about the VWAP is literally a
Seeking
static
alpha,
moving average,
market
right? It's based
currents.
on the volume, so it's
VP
kind of
asks
weighted
shareholders
basically
to
based
reject
on the
call for more
volume of the
disclosures,
candle and the
Trends Board.
direction, of course,
CNBC,
right?
top news.
But what I like to do is
Trump
plot
says
that
no deal with
across
Iran
the
to end war
monthly,
without unconditional
weekly,
surrender.
and the daily,
Seeking alpha,
and
market
also the
currents.
yearly, right? I like the
Ranger
yearly as
Energy
well, cause
Services declares 6 cents dividend.
all right. So that's the weekly,
CNBC, top news.
and then let's go ahead and
Global
zoom out
oil
to the
benchmark
monthly.
Brent crude breaks above
That is the
$90
monthly.
a
Monthly
barrel
is
amid
the
Iran war.
first week
U.S.
of
crude
March.
tops $88.
So we're good here. Monthly, weekly, and a daily. Alright. So as you can see, we pretty much have some major confluences here. Right? At the first standard deviation of the weekly. And you have this weekly pivot point. Alright? You got a whole number here. It's 600. Alright? And you pretty much just start adding reasons of levels, basically. That's pretty much what I do. Alright. And then you just pretty much wait for the flip. You pretty much literally just wait for the flip. Now the chop is what's gonna mess people up. That's literally how these people are making money. Right? They chop your ass up, right? Literally, they'll chop you up, man. Which is so crazy, man. Cause you're like, I know damn well this mug wanna go down. It's like, does it wanna go down now? Alright, so we're getting some major crossing here with the daily and the weekly VWAP, right? Alright, so this could be the time to sell here. We got this break over that 730 and definitely clear rejection here.
FX Street News. U.S. President Donald Trump, there will be no deal with Iran except unconditional surrender.
Damn.
FX Street
Donald Trump
News.
is unconditional surrender.
USD retreats as safe haven demand lifts US dollar despite NFP shock. FX Street News. Fed's daily, both goals are risks now. FX
Alright.
Street News.
So we're gonna watch this closely.
Aluminium.
We'll get this
conflict
break,
risk
man.
lifts
That's
prices
literally all
above
you're waiting for. You're waiting for these type of moves.
$4.00/T.
You're getting that chop, right?
Yahoo Finance. Top
This
news.
is all ugly chop.
Jensen
This is
Quality
where they
Growth
take your
Equity
money.
Strategy decided to
This is
sell its
money
stake in
taking
Zoetis,
action
ZTS.
or rebalancing.
Yahoo Finance. Top news. Oil prices approach $90 as Iran holds supply hostage. Yahoo Finance.
We're up 10% on oil today. All right, here we go.
Medicare warning is hitting retirees' social security checks. Yahoo Finance. Top news. The 4 ETFs to buy before the Fed lowers rates and shoots them higher. Yahoo Finance. Top news. Banco do Brasil launches Pix payment feature in Argentina, eyes expansion.
See if we can
Yahoo
get that
Finance.
continuation.
Top news. Investment manager
It's
loads
gotten
up
down
on
there and
CELC
stopped.
stock.
All right,
adds
so anyway, while that plays out here,
135,000 shares, according to latest
this is
SEC
a
filing.
nice 5-minute signal right here.
Yahoo Finance.
Right.
Top news.
You have a tight stops,
Kingstone.
but it's
Kins,
pretty much holding
Q4
700s.
2025 earnings call transcript.
We're gonna see. I want to see this further
Yahoo
continuation
Finance.
before we start
Top
really
news.
getting in here. All right.
Stock market today. Dow dives 900 points on surging oil. Shocking jobs report. Nvidia slides. Live coverage. FX Street News. Fed. Wait and see stands after weak jobs, Commerzbank. Yahoo Finance, top news. Half of Americans don't view their 401k as an investment, says Ramit Sethi. They think of it as something totally separate. Yahoo Finance, top news.
And I'm gonna stop the news for now here. Let me get back to these major levels that we watch. Alright. So, daily, weekly, monthly highs and lows, whole numbers, daily and weekly and monthly pivot points. Same for the VWAP. And next, what I like to look at is the profiles, right? Volume profile / market profile. Now, those are two different things. Similar concept, right? But different things. They're basically based on different data points. Of course, volume profile, that's taken in consideration of volume. Market profile is the time at that price, right? So let's take a look. Let's see how that looks. I can show you here actually. So we'll plot out the daily. Matter of fact, let's do the weekly and daily. Alright, so here on TradingView, it's very easy. It's a volume profile tool. You don't have to pay for it or anything. Alright, so this is our weekly profile here. Right. Alright, we're back below 650s. Here we go. Let's see if we can get that break, or if we want to hold and be stubborn. Alright. And see, can we get it? Nope. Gotta get out of there quick. Right? That's literally our superpower as retail traders, right? That we can get out so quickly. You see how that quickly rejected? As soon as it gives me hesitation and I see it's not going, that's when it's time to get out. Alright, let's see here. See, they're chopping you. They know people want to sell. Question asked, do they want to get back above the 650s? Alright. Is it worth trying it? Not really. It's really not. I may have to though. Oh, let's try it. See if we can get a few. And we're out of there. There we go. Alright. That was a quick trade there. Quick, like 15, 1600. And that's why it seems like you have to have these certain things, because you have to be ready, seems like, at every moment. Right? The more I got out of like, oh, this candle looks great, now let's put this, I mean, that it sounds good in theory, but when you get to seeing how this thing moves, you kind of got to be flexible, right? And know how to still keep those same risk parameters. Alright, so that was a great trade there. That made a lot more back than we have lost. And it was against the bias as well. So which is why we took them off, right? You don't want to hold those. Alright, so you got the volume profiles here. That's our weekly. Could be going back up here to VPOC, so possibly the 800 level. Would I try it? No. I mean, I made our little bit right there. Alright, so let me see here. Let's go ahead and get the daily profile in. Let's get the daily profile. That was a hell of a pop, man. It's like you could have certain type of like biases, but how do you change your bias, right? Then the VPOC shifted. There was a shift there. Matter of fact, we could see when it shifted. which is one of the great benefits of using the volume profile on TradingView, is you can come in here and you could look at the developing VPOC and value area. All right, look at this. It lets you see how it was in the past, right? Value area expansion, and you can see when the VPOC shifted. But look at this monumental thing here, which is why we pretty much took this trade, right? As you could see here, and they can show you right when it changed. 835 VPOC shifted right down to 24.68, and then we kind of ranged around it, right? Kind of ranged around it, and then we got this kind of holder back above it. So I said, hey man, let's try it again, all right? So now the question is, will we get up to that 800 level? All right. With the way this gave us this nice big momentum, we had a lot of volume, we should be getting up to that 800, or at least right before it, depending. All right, so you have volume profiles, you have VWAP, right? These are the main key levels I like to always look at, right? Literally, all right. And pretty much, I'll put them in kind of like a hierarchy, because this is kind of high importance weighted. And let's see if I can get down here. All right, then we'll start putting the pivots. All right. Now, after that will come more of like your indicator-based type of things, right? Or even like a fib, something like that. All right, so for now, let's go ahead and get rid of that. So then after that, like I mentioned, is fibs, right? And our whole point of using different levels is because clearly you can see not one thing ever works all the time, right? I used to be stuck on just using the pivot points, but then I started trying to figure out why in the hell does it not get there, right? Like these type of moves, you may have mid pivots, right? But even those don't even hold. This held here perfectly, but right. So then I put together, I'm like, hey, it has to be other type of important levels. So I said, well, what's logical? Of course, like you have your whole numbers here. So I said, hey, with the whole number, wouldn't that be more important than the actual pivot? All right, a 600 on the dot? Yes, it would. All right. So that's when we start developing a way of putting together different level confluences, right? So like I mentioned, you have next your pivot points, right? Now let's get rid of everything here so far. Matter of fact, I don't, because that'll erase my drawing here. So I'll keep it for now. But what we're going to do though, we want to see the fibs here, all right? So for instance, this type of fib, right? Now most people argue about the right or wrong way to draw anything. I don't, right? I tell you to find methods, right? And then find what works for you, right? I can show you the way I do it, right? And you may have a completely different way. You may want to draw your fib from here. Who am I to tell you what's right, what's wrong? Huh? Right? The market will tell you what's right or wrong. Right? Alright, so right here, for instance, here, we may get this break here clearly up to the 800 here. And that'll just be the next field, which will be an actual perfect trade once we get set up. But you can see they're pretty much at a battle zone here. Alright, so after fibs, that's pretty much it. That's literally pretty much all the major levels I watch. The daily, weekly, monthly highs and lows, opens, whole numbers, VWAPs, right? Daily, weekly, and monthly. Also the same with the volume profile. And then your pivots, right? And that's literally the key levels that we like to watch here. I love watching these levels, right? And then we find confluences, right? We would like to see what's the confluences, what's reacting, right? So this is clearly reacting, right? They held 600, and now we're trying to push up to this 800 level. They're having some trouble. They're at a battle zone. It's like once they're offside, they have to rebalance or something, right? They're either taking money or rebalancing. And the crazy thing, they gave some pretty good sell signals, right? But then that's why you gotta have filters in a sense, or like kind of rules set for when you want to take certain trades. Because in a range, what I started noticing a while ago is that really no candle formation matters. I mean, unless you're at the extremes. But for instance, this big engulfing candle. I mean, this is a nice size candle. You would literally think this thing is going to break and go forever, right? It's going to go down there. Look at that big engulfing candle. Broke the low. But once you start seeing this big candle back up, that means something changed and your ideal should change, right? Alright. So now we're going to look for this break here. Alright, back below 700s. You didn't get to the 800. I said it. You either get to it or right before it, right? Probably had some big block orders here of buyers. We're at the top of a new hour just about. And right now we're just back in a range. Just literally just ranging here. No major continuation on either side. So they're literally just taking people money, right? They're either offside and they have to rebalance, or they're literally just taking money. I kind of put them at one and the same, right? Super volatile, but it's not going anywhere.
And Fed's Paulson, who discussed private sector data at the US Monetary Policy Forum at the University of Chicago Booth School of Business Conference in New York. Texts are expected for Paulson, as well as a Q&A. Now keep in mind, the calendar does note the exact time is still to be determined for this event, so maybe a little bit later.
Also, I'll be working on some tools as well. Still working on the site huntfortrades.com. Check it out. But we're going to be putting together like a dashboard. Right now I actually have it up here live, which is where a lot of the different news is getting off read from. Alright. But it's just really keeping me up to date on different news. News is one of the most important things, I would say, because it's giving you calls for moves, right? So if you could track news, right? If you could track your news, right? Or just be in tune with the news, right? Be in tune with your news, your sentiment. Find a sentiment. Another major tool I love, man, that I built out here on TradingView, just simply by adding in all the symbols here, right? You can come in here and you can literally add all the futures. That's exactly what I did here. Put them on a percentage base, and now we could see what's moving, and it helps you select the actual market that's going to be moving, right? Instead of you picking a dead market, right? Look at oil for this last month. We're up 40% on oil, right? Oil, we have this war going on. This is extreme, man. Just in this past week, we're up 22%. And so, kind of like the same ideal of the levels that I use, right? Volume or like highs and lows, those are factual numbers, right? They're not a, it's no opinion. I want to get it, I want to get rid of as much opinion and subjectivity as possible. That should be the goal, right? You want objectivity. Look at this for the day, right? A lot of people just focusing here on these, on the Nazi. Oil was the play, right? Overnight. Alright, so oil back up here, or Nazi back here up to the upside. We could be seeing that 800 level. And right now we're just really in a range, man. It's in a kind of upward trending range. Or up to the VWAP. Here we go. Let's see about that 800. Now, some simple rules that help minimize your adverse effect of trading against the trend is to don't trade heavy against the trend, right? No need to. Can we touch it? See about that touch to the 800.
So shortly expecting possible comments from Fed's Daily and Fed's Paulson. So again, text are expected, but the exact time for the event is still to be determined.
Okay. As you can see, the delta, I mean, this was a perfect delta play right here. It kind of gave two perfect delta plays. But once the delta turned positive here, alright, let's see how you could have played this perfectly. Alright, it's pretty much delta cleared it up, man. Alright. So same here, we're looking for this further continuation. Let's see about this 800 push. Always want to set our stops. Always set your stop. Alright.
So Fed's Paulson does not comment on policy or the economic outlook.
And with us going counter trend, we don't want to give it too much, right? You see we're getting stuck at that 790s. Alright, if we can get that, there we go. You saw it. You saw it. Let's see if we can hold it. Not holding. Come on. I'm up. I hate that wishy-washiness, right? I like them to just go, right? And us being counter trend, you want to be fast because this thing could tank fast. Alright, there we go. Now 800 is a major level they can possibly be trying to sell this thing so it doesn't reach it. I want to see that pop. Got the 800 and you got the VWAP. There we go. Look, there it is. Look, 200. Did you see that? 230 contracts sitting at 800. So they're trying to hold it. That's when you have like a, pretty much like I mentioned, the whole numbers. That's when the whole numbers are validated. Because sometimes you'll get weird numbers, right? That's holding. And you're wondering why on price, but you'll see it here on the orders. So what I'm thinking, they're trying to probably, they're really holding 800. 800 is their number. And I don't know where this song comes from here. I need to take that off the playlist. Alright, let's see what this one is. Uh-oh, That sounds smooth right there. Oh, we still got a stop in, bro. Let's what? Could have got in on a sales stop. Would have jacked us all up. All right. Always cancel those trades like that. Came off of there like 30 points, man. All right, here we go. Let's try it. Let's try it. Let's see if we can get that break here. We start flipping, we want to get out of there. I'm gonna be real quick. I'm not gonna give it any mercy here. I want to see it get up there. Alright, let's see if we get that push. So basically our stop will be right here at the previous 1 minute candle low. It's a danger zone really, because you got that whole number there, you got the VWAP. So I'm gonna be quick and taking profits if we can get up there.
Intel Bureau Chief backer on X says with no flows via Hormuz, 14 million barrels of crude oil bound for Japan.
Remember, we got that 230 contracts was sitting right there at the 800s. Could have been spoofing, scaring people off, but we're gonna see. Got our stops in. Alright, I'm gonna start getting out of one. If it starts taking too long. Remember, our superpower is being able to get out fast. That's literally our benefit. That's to our benefit. Alright, I'm out of there. That hesitation always gets me, man. And I know that that hesitation, it can go either way. Especially at these type of levels. You may just have that bad boy to just pop through straight to the VWAP. But it's really not worth it. It's really not a lot of room right there, so it's no need trying to chase it. We didn't take a full stop. We went ahead and got out of there. Still nothing here. They're still trying to hold that 800. Let's look at our profiles here. Now, what I mentioned as well, market profile and volume profiles, right? This is our market profile. This is the volume profile. So they're pretty much right here at the yesterday's low. Did we get up there? Oh, all right. Let's try it again.
Yahoo Finance, top news. Kroger forecasts modest 2026 growth as leadership transition continues.
Look at that. See, following your first mind.
Stock market. BlackRock limits withdrawals as redemptions rattle private credit funds.
Can we get up there? It's like it wants to, but it's just really.
Stock market.
I know it's that 800 level, but it's like they're not crashing it either.
Investors goes public. Seeking
it could just be selling off into this.
Broadridge Financial Solutions declares 0.975.
We have the delta still positive, so we're gonna see.
CNBC top news.
Get out of one.
How Iran and Venezuela strikes transform the Trump 11 trade talks.
I'm gonna just stick with one there.
Yahoo Finance top
stick
news.
with one. I'm gonna tighten the stops.
Saul downgraded to neutral from buy at UBS. Seeking alpha.
I'm gonna be real tight with the stop. I'm being stingy.
Indemnity declares 35 cents dividend.
We're at a real bad area.
Seeking alpha.
All right, I'm gonna get out of here.
Currents.
Now I'll just stop playing in that area. This area is ugly.
0.0833
and that's when they'll pop.
Dividend.
Right.
CNBC.
Now if we get on the other side of this VWAP, right, that could be even better time to start buying.
Suspends 2 key shipping services due to Iran war. Seeking alpha, market currents. Brent crude spikes above $90 as Trump says no deal with Iran except unconditional surrender. CNBC.
There it is, right?
News.
Right when we decide to
US
stop playing, it wants to get up there.
Fell by 92,000 in February. Unemployment rate rises to 4.4%. Seeking alpha, market currents. Mulvihill Premium Yield Fund declares 7 cents dividend.
800s, come on.
Seeking alpha, market currents. Mulvihill Canadian Bank Enhanced Yield ETF declares 9 cents dividend. Seeking alpha, market currents. Vertiv declares $0.0625 dividend.
Let me see here. Still not quite getting over that 8. This could be the push. There it is. See there? Alright. Let's see if we can get that push up to the next field. Look, that was the sale. Still want to see it. Let's see. Let's see if we can get up there. I want to see that 75 pivot or field hit. Let's see if we can get there. If we could hold that 800. Look, they're selling into it. Just horrible. Gonna have to take a stop here. Oh, can we get it? I just want to see it pop, just pop up there, right? Just pop on up there. I know we have the VWAP right there, so it's probably a horrible position to trade there.
According to a court filing, US Customs and Border Protection are unable to comply with the court order for directing tariff refunds.
And it's really just small little contracts that's kind of holding it. Not really anything. No real buyers up there neither though. 23's up there. Alright. Alright, we want to start getting out of there.
Yahoo Finance.
Yeah, right here
Top
with this
news.
VWAP right here, I mean,
Integer
really horrible
Holdings
time to
Corp,
be getting in there.
ITGR, was down 40% YoY despite strong market position and a competitive mode. Yahoo Finance, top news. Petrobras 2025 net income jumps 160% to $19.6 billion.
Man, these kind of moves be making me want to get there. Alright, where I would probably, I'll go heavy to get there. Ooh, but it doesn't want to get there. I feel like it does though. Then it's just gonna pop. Watch, it's just gonna go and leave me. But you could definitely see that that VWAP is having a reaction. Definitely having a reaction. Let's try it. See if we can get that pop, man. Ooh. Nope. See it start trying to flip. It's not worth it. Not worth it, guys. Let's get out of there. And this is, like I mentioned, why I started you having multiple different levels to look at. All right. Look, and then it'll go. And that'll piss me off so bad. I'll be like, damn it. Damn it, I knew it was gonna go up. But it's like, did you? Nope, you didn't. You thought it would go up. Alright. See, right now they're pretty much selling into it. Pretty light below average volume here up here. They're literally selling off here at this VWAP. They're holding it. I'm still thinking they want to push this thing up though. Or is this the major sell-off? You start seeing this thing start giving you some ugly downward candles. So all of this is pretty ugly, honestly. This whole US session, honestly, has been pretty ugly. Alright. From 830, it's just pretty much ranged, and then we kind of range chopping upward. Alright. Could be possibly trying to take out this 830s. If we hold this VWAP, man. But it's not giving you any solid directional move here. So right now 800, the whole number they're holding. Let's try it. See if we can get to that weekly up there. That was the level right there. Look at there. Gonna get some more upside. Let's see. There we go. Let's start taking some off.
Yahoo Finance, top news.
Come on, get up there.
I asked ChatGPT for specific steps for
Add off
lowering my
another
tax
one
bill
there.
before I file.
Got one
Here's
out there
what it said.
hanging. There we go.
Yahoo Finance.
And then we'll go to
top
break even.
news. Dow tumbles and gas prices jump as war and weak jobs report rattle
There
market.
we go. And
Yahoo
now we're gonna start
Finance,
aggressively
top
trailing.
news.
Not gonna
HC
give it
Wainwright
any
raised
chance
its
to
price
just
target
be.
on Immunity Bio, Incorporated, IVRX, to $15 from $10 and maintains a buy rating. Yahoo Finance, top news.
I want to see this thing get to this weekly, but of course we may not get there. This was the level we were aiming for anyway.
VRDN
There we go.
to $42 and maintains an outperform rating. Yahoo Finance.
Look at that.
Top news.
Look at that.
Guggenheim raises its price target on Arcutis Biotherapeutics Incorporated.
We got up there, so I mean, could have shifted it.
$35 and
Let's see if we
maintains
can
a
get
buy
anything.
rating. Yahoo Finance. Top
That
news.
was the move here. Let's see if
Truist
we can get
raises
another
its
one in
price
here.
target on CoreWeave, Incorporated, CRWV, to
And I may have to add
$85
into
and
this one.
maintains a hold
We're
rating.
gonna see.
Yahoo Finance, top news. Truist raises its price target on Bridge Biopharma Incorporated, BBIO, to $95 and maintains a
Ooh,
buy
that
rating.
weekly VWAP trying to hold here.
Yahoo
Let's see if we
Finance,
can get our green.
top news. Oppenheimer raises its price target on Tarsus Pharmaceuticals Incorporated,
We'll
TARS,
get that pop up
to
to the 80.
$105
87.
and maintains an outperform rating.
Not good.
Yahoo
Not
Finance,
looking good.
top news. H.C. Wainwright
Ho!
raises its price target on CG
Oh, we
Oncology
gotta get out.
Incorporated,
We got to. Gotta
CGON,
get out.
to $80 and maintains a buy
Look at
rating.
that. Literally right when you get out, you may get
Seeking
that
alpha,
pop here. I'm gonna have
market
to try
currents.
again.
McRae Industries Incorporated declares 14-cent dividend. Yahoo Finance, top news. Sphere Entertainment Co., SPHR, rallies on strong demand for The Wizard of Oz at Las Vegas Sphere.
So right now we're at the
CNBC,
weekly
top
VWAP.
news.
Let me see if we can get this
U.S.
pop here.
payrolls unexpectedly fell by 92,000 in February. Unemployment rate rises to 4.4%. Yahoo Finance, top news. Equiner and Wellesley launch joint NCS
Can we get it?
exploration
Can we get it?
project. CNBC,
Can we get
top
it?
news.
If we can break previous candle
Trump
high.
says no deal with Iran to end war without unconditional surrender. CNBC, top news. Here's how the
It
U.S.
is
Iran war
not
is already
going.
hitting
That went to
consumers'
horrible shit.
pocketbooks.
We gotta get out. Gotta get out of there. Right at the weekly VWAP. VWAP.
Yahoo Finance, top news. Stock market today, Dow dives 700 points on surging oil, shocking jobs report, Nvidia slides, live coverage. Yahoo Finance, top news. H.C. Wainwright lowered its price target on SoundHound AI Incorporated, SON, to $20 and maintains a buy rating. Yahoo Finance, top news. Stifel lowers its price target on EOS Energy Enterprises Incorporated, EOSE, to maintains a buy rating. Yahoo Finance, top news. IDEAYA Biosciences Incorporated, IDYA, enrolls first patient in Phase 1 trial of IDE034 bispecific ADC. Yahoo Finance, top news. A shocking percentage of people earning more than $300,000 live paycheck to paycheck. Why these wealthy people burn through cash. CNBC, top news. Analysis, tough jobs report puts Trump's Iran war plans to the test. Seeking alpha, market currents. Kingstone
So a fire
targets
at UAE's
16%-20%
Fujairah oil
premium
industry
growth
zone
and
is brought under
California
control,
entry in
according to state news agency.
2026 while projecting $500 million direct premiums by 2029. Yahoo Finance, top news. Six Flags sells some parks to EPR, who wins?
So the fire at the Fujairah oil industry zone was caused by falling debris after Emirati air defences successfully intercepted a drone. Iran delays naming a new leader out of security concerns, according to the New York Times. Russia's Deputy PM Novak discussed with companies the possibility of redirecting Russian energy resources to more reliable markets, according to Interfax. Saudi Arabia say that cruise missiles were intercepted and destroyed east of Al-Kaj Governorate. Bank of England questions lenders over exposures to MFS, according to the Financial Times.
Investing.com, Commodities. Canada's IBPMI rises to 5-month high in February. Investing.com, Stock Market. Canaccord Genuity fined $20 million by US SEC. Investing.com, Stock Market. BP seeks award of at least $3.7 billion from Venture Global arbitration win, Venture Global filing says. Investing.com, Stock Market. Turkey stocks lower at close of trade, BIST 100 down 2.19%. Investing.com, Commodities. U.S. business inventories nudge up in December. Seeking Alpha, Market Currents. American Tower declares $1.79 dividend. Investing.com, Stock Market. Whitestone REIT stock jumps on takeover interest from PE firms. Investing.com, Stock Market. Marvel, Samsara among market cap stock movers on Friday. Investing.com, Stock Market. Barclays says AI-related sell-off in life science tool stocks overdone.
So Russia's Deputy PM Novak says companies are considering opportunities to redirect supplies to the Asia-Pacific markets. And Russia's Deputy PM Novak says negotiations are already underway, and in near term, supplies will be redirected from European markets to friendly countries.
Yahoo Finance, top news. Gap shares fall on earnings miss despite continued sales growth. Yahoo Finance, top news. Dentsply Sirona, X-Ray, added by Ariel Fund as strategic reset targets long-term growth. Yahoo Finance, top news. Google grabs attention.
Alright, let's
but
see what's
funds go
going on
crazy
here.
for this pick and shovel AI stock. Yahoo Finance, top news. Asphalt paving stock hits a road bump. Yahoo
Had that
Finance,
pop, and then we
top
didn't want to
news.
take out that high or
Warren
900.
Buffett recommends this one investment to all investors. Here's how it could help build $1 million
At
portfolio.
900 and at
Seeking
pretty
alpha,
much this level up
market
here,
currents.
908s.
FS Credit Opportunities declares
See if we get a
$0.0583
quick down
dividend.
scalp here.
Yahoo Finance, top news. Cineholic redeploys Square systems across franchise network.
See if we get some down movement here. If we can bust the 800. Just not giving that real good continuation here. Let's see. Don't want to see this pop back over 830s. And then what we do, we pop over 830s. Let's see. Okay. All right, here we go. So we're gonna start pretty much locking in this stop here. We're gonna go right here. See if we can get that 25. All right, here we go. Here we go. See if we can get some continuation. No continuation here. No continuation. I'm gonna start taking some off here. All right. See if we can get that break of 8. There we go. Come on. Break the 8. Break the 8. Here we go. Nothing. This just won't go, man. Alright. Alright, so I'm getting stopped right here. May get stopped out on this last one here. And we may not. There we go. Alright, broke 8. So now we're going to break even. Right. Oh, look at that. Here we go.
Fitch Ratings says US private credit defaults hit new highs, but losses remain contained.
Still no continuation. Look at that. That's why you gotta be fast, man. Oh, here we go. See, we can take it off here at the 7s. We may get even
Seeking
further.
alpha, market currents. Former Palantir
775 is a
employees
hold
blocked
in here.
from poaching
See if we can get that
using
push through there.
secrets, judge rules.
There we go.
Seeking
Take
alpha,
some off here.
market currents. BlackRock curbs withdrawals from private credit fund, adding to broader private credit woes. Seeking alpha, market currents. Pharma giants pressed by Senate Democrats
break
over
even on
Trump
the last
pricing
trailer.
deals. CNBC, top news. U.S. payrolls unexpectedly fell by 92,000 in February. Unemployment rate rises to 4.4%.
This was the move we've probably been waiting on the whole day. Which is at 10 o'clock, right? London close type of thing. If Delta flips back negative, that's going to be huge, man. See if this thing could hold here. Here we go. Now, if I could hold this one, if we could like start really breaking depending on what comes out, that'll be sweet. Then we want to start really trailing this thing. Right now we're just sitting at break even.
We have posted out the report
On the last
Fitch
remainder.
Ratings about US private credit defaults hit new highs, but losses remain contained.
May get stopped out
According to a court
here,
filing,
and
US
we're out of
Customs
there.
and Border Protection says IEEPA duties and estimated duty deposits total $166 billion as of March 4th.
So we're gonna see what this thing does at the top of the hour. Pretty much can get rid of this here. And let's redraw that. Like so. There we go. We'll start breaking through the 740s, 730s.
FX Street.
Oh.
News. USD
Alright, now we start getting this break here above value. I'm looking at 970s.
Despite weak US jobs data.
See if we can get back above the weekly.
Costco.
Could be the sell-off
earnings
zone or
scorecard.
blast-off zone. So we're
Yahoo
watching it
Finance,
closely. Of course,
top
remember we got
news.
this cross here, so
Oil is surging and these three energy stocks could double your money before 2027.
top of
Seeking
value
alpha,
is around
market
870s.
currents. Buffett's Michael Hartnett. Don't expect big upside from here in the markets. Seeking alpha.
Looks like it wants to
market
go,
currents.
man.
Oppenheimer
According to
initiates
finance
CoreWeave and
minister's
outperform as it eyes
spokesperson
long-term
in Saudi
potential.
Arabia, they say Saudi Arabia's energy
Seeking
export
alpha.
infrastructure remains
Not
resilient.
quite yet.
The kingdom is
Autoliv
flexible
taps
in
EMEA
utilizing
Finance
its
Executive
try
as
it.
new
multiple export
CFO.
routes, including the Red Sea.
CNBC.
Not
Top
gonna go
news.
too heavy here.
Global oil benchmark Brent crude breaks above $90 a barrel amid Iran war.
Did we
US
get over
crude
90?
tops
Not at 90.
$89.
It's getting reports that there are new airstrikes
Alright,
on
we're right
Beirut's
at the
southern
value area
and southern
high.
suburbs.
See if we could possibly get some further
So again,
continuation here to
correspondent
nines.
saying new airstrikes on Beirut's southern suburbs. That's saying that's new Israeli bombing.
It's not getting there. It's right there. There we go. Alright. See if we can get this further continuation here. And I want to go to break even on this one. But I need that flip. See if we can get that flip. Here we go. I'm going right now. Not waiting. There we go. Alright. Start kind of trailing it a little aggressively here. Alright. Didn't give it much room. I needed to go. We still can go though. I'm looking at that 900 level.
According to industry source, Qatar Energy is offering 10 LNG tankers for lease.
That looks like the value area high is the pivot there. Still thinking upside here. If we can get up and hold above this 850s. Come on. See if we can get over 9. I want to see this break of this high here. 890s. It's not happening, looks like. Start reducing there. I don't like that. I didn't want to get that last one out of there. Alright, let's take it. So we got value area high that's holding here. And then it's 900. Top of the hour here in 10 seconds here. We're gonna see if we can get one more for the day. Top of the hour, possibly, hopefully a drop and pop. That's what I want to see. Can we get a drop and pop?
Investing.com, stock market. United Airlines sees hit to results on fuel cost spike from Iran conflict. Yahoo Finance, top news. How to make your retirement savings last against inflation. Yahoo Finance, top news. Why is Barrick mining stock sinking this week? Investing.com, stock market. Ritarlog Tech stock surges on $60 million equity investment deal.
Looking at 900 and 970s.
Investing.com, stock market.
I want to get to
Greece
break even
stocks
on
lower
these.
at close of trade. Athens General Composite down 2.27%.
I want to see further continuation.
Seeking alpha, market currents. February's weak jobs number is an outlier, NEC's Hassett says. Investing.com, stock market. Day 1 biopharmaceutical stock surges on Servier buyout deal.
So the plan here is to take a few off and then trail.
What are Morgan Stanley's top IT hardware
We're right
stocks?
there at the value area high.
Investing.com, stock
At
market.
900 level is the
Backbox
number.
governments plan repatriations as Middle East flights stop. Investing.com, stock market. Israel stocks higher at close of trade. Top 35 up 0.02%.
To it.
Investing.com, stock market.
Can we get up
Norway
to it?
stocks higher at close of trade. Oslo OBX up 0.2%. CNBC, top news. Global oil
Doesn't look
benchmark
like
Brent
it.
crude breaks above $90 a barrel amid Iran war. U.S. crude tops $89.
It's like it wants to, but it's just not happening. Alright, we're gonna have to take a stop here. I'm gonna start taking some off here. Hesitation, man. And then it goes. Look at that. Right here on the weekly VWAP. Right on the weekly VWAP here. I'm gonna go ahead and lock in this stop here. That'll be good right at 8. Okay. I want to see this pop, man. But we're literally just chilling at the value area high. Then we had that 900 level. So 900 is holding. There we go. Come on. If we break over nines, man, that'll be real good. See how it's not going. Look, 41 there, absorbing. There we go. We should be getting up there. We shouldn't come back, honestly.
So it's just Trump on Truth Social retweeting an article.
Uh-oh, Trump's
from the New York
retweeting.
Post, which is named as Syrians warm up to the U.S. and Israel under
I want to see that break.
under new regime.
900 is holding
This is,
though.
again, just Trump putting on his Truth Social post here. We'll pop out
Looking
the
for a
article that
perfect
he's
time to go to break
reposted as
even.
well.
If we can get up a little higher, we're going to break even the trail. The last two. Here we go. Alright, let's get it. Alright, let's trail. Oh, there we go. Alright, let's see if not. Look at this. Oh, somebody just hit 508 contracts right there. Come on, let's see. Now what you want to do once that happens, you want to see a follow through happens here. Value area shifted there. 900. Come on. I may have to take one off here. Let's see if any follow through. I'm gonna trail this. Pretty tight and aggressive. Cause I really don't want to see this thing start coming back in. Now the value area just shifted as well, so be aware of that. And then if this high breaks, we're gonna start trailing again.
We have posted out the piece that Trump is referring to on the feed for each read through.
Yahoo Finance, top news. Dubai orders crypto exchange KuCoin
Come
to
on,
stop offering
break that
services
high
to
so we can
residents.
trail. I may just start trailing
Seeking
early,
alpha,
man, cause it's,
Market currents.
I hate the
Axel Springer buys the UK's Telegraph
waiting,
newspaper
man.
for $770 million.
it's like go already. There we go.
US
There we
expansion.
go. Come on, get over that high.
Seeking alpha,
I'll
market
go right
currents.
below this.
U.S.
big
stocks
volume
decline
here.
persists as non-farm payrolls contract.
Right,
Oil prices
got a
accelerate.
nice volume right at 880s. You can see we collapsed, and we're collapsing here. VPOC shifted here. A lot of volume going on. And we're gonna get stopped, looks like, for the last two. Oh, now if this doesn't get stopped, that'll be crazy. That's crazy. If that continues from here, look at this crap, man. Yo, that'll be insane. Oh, got stopped. Alright. So still made it. But as we can see though, we got the value area shifted, the VPOC shifted. I mean, it's a lot of volume up here. So something is happening here. Still made something on that. That was still good. That was still good. So we're pretty much watching this kind of upward trend line. But that 900 level, right? And that's what'll take us back to the key levels that I watch, right? The key levels. The key levels, right? The daily, weekly, and monthly highs and lows and open, hold numbers, VWAP, right? With the standard deviation bands, of course. I like that. Then you have your profiles, your market and volume profiles, then pivot points. All right. These are really the only levels I look at. And I didn't add fibs. I add fibs as well. Fibs. Right. That's literally it. That's literally it right there. And then I'll just look for confluences and then candle patterns, really. Alright. Or really just reversals. Really. That's literally all you're waiting on. Alright, so that 900 level. Now, we possibly could still get this break here. Right? We know 900 is definitely holding. Then we have this previous high up here at 909s. They're not taking it out. They're pretty much taking people money. Alright, that's anticipating that. If you don't get out quick, you're getting your money taken. So right now, the levels that's in play is the 900 level. The 900 level and then the value area high, right? So kind of look for confluence levels, right? And reversals. So right now we just had this false break here. Saw 500 and what, 8 contracts I believe that got hit earlier. Alright, could be seeing this 9 break. If we can get that continuation up to 970s or even just to break this high, 910. But we'll see. With this having this false break here, I mean, it kind of makes it not my favorite setup there. Once we had this deal. It's not my favorite right there, alright.
Seeking alpha, market currents. Diana Shipping raises offer for Genco shipping to $23.50/share. CNBC, top news. Trump tariffs, Customs and Border Protection tells judge it can't comply with refund order.
Oil at 89. Like I mentioned, overnight, man, oil was the play. Oil was definitely the play, right? That's why I started looking at multiple markets, right? Look at oil for the day. Now look at it for the week, right? The close here last week was at 67. We're now at 89, man. Which is crazy, right? Look at this. Look, pivots aren't even in play, not the dailies at least. The weeklies, it's past everything. It was crazy expansionary. We're looking at 90s right here, right, for our yearly pivot, right? This was crazy. Then we have 95s. This thing could be going over 100, man. But it was overnight, right? You have to be pretty quick. That's the benefit of looking at multiple markets. Multiple markets, you have multiple opportunities. And it doesn't have to be that many more. Just look at your main ones. Right? Of course, you look at your Nasdaq. Add in gold and oil, really. I mean, bonds, you can do bonds usually, but I don't really trade bonds. I look at bonds now for sentiment and see exactly what's going on with the flow, right? Because money flows in and out of bonds depending on the risk sentiment. Alright, so right now, Nasdaq, we are back. Looks like we're trying to cross back below 800, 24,800. $24,800s. But we're pretty much in this, like I said, this upward ranging channel. Right? See if I could copy that. paste it somewhere or what? Alright, what I'll do here instead. Yeah, it's doing some kind of channel here. Kind of broke out of it and then we came back in. So could we be trying to reach the bottom of the channel and further, right? Now we got this big old bulk of volume right here. We may try to catch this thing. We start flipping back below this VWAP and 800 and 7s. This could be some nice shorts setting up here. Here we go. See how 800 reacts? You just see here 22s had 77 contracts hit there. Let's see if we can get back up there and sell it. 155's up there. See, it's like really, it seems like it's no clear moves. I mean, of course you see them in hindsight, right? But it's like no clear trend continuation. It's more this kind of rangy type of thing going on. And then they do burst, right? You'll get a burst and then this crazy ass range that takes back and then it gives you this move back the other side. I'm thinking for next week though, this thing may just keep going down, man. But we don't know. We really don't know because it's just ranging. With all of the news that's happened and come out, man, and it hasn't drastically dropped, I mean, hey, what's happening? Those are the questions you have to ask.
Top news. 2 overseas and under the radar aerospace stocks pass by points. Yahoo Finance, top news. Alibaba could be the sleeper AI winner in 2026. Yahoo Finance, top news.
Looking at that 800, see if we can get it.
Quarter earnings miss. Yahoo Finance, top news. Robinhood's new $695 Platinum card versus $895 MX Platinum, which one has better perks? Yahoo Finance, top news. The small cap value ETF
holding that 800 and then it just goes.
Research is beating the S&P 500 now.
Trying to buy it back
Yahoo
and then
Finance,
it's gonna probably sell
news.
back off.
Kevin O'Leary says
Now if we get this move here, this would be major. I'm gonna have to catch that if we start kind of expanding upward. We get out of value.
Yahoo
Looks like
Finance,
it wants to.
top news. Lucid, LCID.
Now remember
Stock
we
is
have this
trading near its
big
lows. Is it finally
VWAP,
time
weekly
to buy?
VWAP. We have our daily VWAP.
CNBC, top news. Trump tariffs, Customs and Border Protection tells judge it can't comply with refund order.
Oh, now could that be a trap of the century right here?
San Francisco Fed's daily says jobs report complicates.
We close
interest
back
rate
below
fall.
VWAP. I'm gonna have to take it, start adding in on here.
Top news. Toyota, Hyundai, and Chinese automakers expected to be most
This could be a
impacted by
nice one
Iran
here.
war. CNBC, top news. Analysis,
According
tough
to
jobs report
Farouk
puts
Ravid,
Trump's Iran war plans to the
on
test.
Friday, Israeli fighter jets struck
CNBC,
heavily
top
fortified
news.
bunker beneath the late
U.S.
Supreme Leader
payrolls
Khamenei's
unexpectedly
compound.
fell by
His
92,000
emergency
in
command center.
February.
The
Unemployment
IDF
rate
said that
rises to
Israel believes senior
4.4%.
Iranian officials had been using the bunker in recent days, and they're still assessing whether anyone was inside at the time of the strike.
All right. So like I mentioned, the move was pretty much pre-market. Pre-market was we had major news come out, we had the retrace, and then this break back, right? Back down to the weekly standards here. Or the 600 level, right? We had some nice confluences there. Alright, it looks like we are trying to flip. If we can get this close here, let me try to get in there. And I'm gonna put the stops right back. That'll be, let's see if we can get it to 8, 8, 8. Alright. Look at that, and then it comes right back in. See if we can hold nothing.
So it's been reported that Iran is increasing
Signal level breached. I need to get out of there. Our superpower, remember, is to get the hell out. If we can master that superpower, I guarantee you'll make a lot more money. Just master getting the hell out immediately. Alright? It starts looking weird, you start feeling weird, get the hell out. Alright. Because remember, we can get out a lot faster than these big funds and things, right? Get out, you can get back in if you need, right? Commissions are fairly low, spreads are low, right? I mean, come on. Yeah, if this thing breaks again, I'm gonna have to try it again. Got 800 right down here. 800 looks like will be the breaking zone. 800 and 900, they're pretty much pinned between there. They're pinned between those two. Alright, we're trying to get back above here. We get above value, that's probably where I need to start safely taking buys up here. It's like right now you're getting pretty much conflicting signals, right? The daily has crossed the weekly, right? The sentiment is definitely down, right? Everything would make you think down. Alright, so much bad news is coming out, and war and all of this. This is not time to be buying.
Stock market. Maris Tech stock tumbles after
if you are going to buy, it need to be scalps. Alright, real quick, tight stops.
Stock market.
Alright, here we go, here we go.
Frenetic stock surges after $40 million buyback program announced. Investing.com. Stock market. Canaccord Genuity fined record $80 million in U.S. over compliance lapses. Investing.com, stock market. Morocco
still no continuation. Can we get that continuation?
Morocco all shares down 1.46%.
I want to get my stops right above this 850.
Seeking alpha. Market currents.
See, we'll get it at 2.
Korn Ferry Q4 2026 earnings preview.
Alright, let's see if we get some continuation. Now we have Delta up. Like I said, this is mixed signals really.
It can't comply with refund order.
Now the goal here is to try to get this thing trailed as soon as possible. We want to get to break even and trail it. Alright, we're going to start trailing and tighten up our risk here. There we go. There we go. Alright, see if we can get this final break. Start taking off some here. Alright. So we'll have to take that scalp. Then we're going to trail the last one here. Not going to give it much room, man, because this bad boy, as we could see, it's been clearly ranging in this upward channel. And we want it to pretty much prove itself, right? And see. We want to make sure it's good. And we leave ourselves open to opportunity by just keeping one open, right? Right at break even. Don't have to give it all. Now, if this kind of breaks, we're going to trail this low, this high right here. I want to see this thing break aggressively, but you can see here 800. Oh, look at that. 40 contracts was just hit, but no continuation, right? So it was absorbed there. They're trying to absorb, but will somebody else come? Look, they're back at it with 30 more. They just hit them again. There we go. Still not yet. I'm gonna just trail just a tad bit. All right, I don't want to see it come back in so crazily, because we know this thing could just pop. It'll just reverse on you. So we're literally locking in profits right there. There we go. And what I start noticing too when I leave one open like that, a lot of times I'll go heavy right coming in, or I'll add and go heavy a little bit and then start scaling off. The last portion I make more than I made with my heavy trades, which is crazy. All right, you can see big volumes here, right here at 800s, right here. There we go. See, they're not giving us no continuation though. It just keeps coming back in. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna tread a little tighter. So what I'm finding out about trading is that pretty much we have superpowers as being retail traders. One is being able to get in and out immediately. Alright. And our spreads are so tight. Alright, tight spreads, tight commissions. I mean, we have a lot of advantages, right? And I had to work out those advantages. I had to think about them. I'm like, man, these big traders doing this and all this stuff, man, these hedge funds. But look, man, as a retail, you can get in so much faster, right? You don't have to wait so long to get in. You're not dealing with 1,000 contracts and things like that. You're not looking at all of the futures markets, Look at that, pop back up. All right. So we're gonna see if this setup over 9 is gonna happen here. We start busting back here. Still made money on that, all right?
U.S. Customs and Border Patrol is preparing system to process refunds that'll be ready for use in 45 days.
So we kind of got a false break here.
CBP official in court filing.
I'll just refine it. Refine your trend line. I mean, that's
Yahoo
okay.
Finance, top news. Is the Middle East war decreasing the chances of Fed rate cuts this year? Yahoo Finance, top news. Mason Capital takes new position in BORR stock, buys 2.2 million shares, according to recent SEC filing. Yahoo Finance, top news. How the Middle East conflict has upended global bets on rate cuts. Yahoo Finance, top news.
Now, if
The
that big
billionaire
green
whose
candle
ships
gets
are
taken out,
braving
it's
missiles
time
in
to
the
sell
Strait of
again.
Hormuz.
We're watching it
Yahoo
carefully.
Finance, top news. Kuwait cuts oil production as storage fills up. Seeking Alpha,
U.S. Customs
market
expects
currents.
new
Cut
system
oil
will
production. They're
require
gonna
risk
drive it
before
even higher.
2025 earnings preview.
They're doing everything to drive
Seeking
oil up
Alpha,
higher.
market
Next week,
currents.
oil definitely probably hit 100.
Tender cut to neutral at Buffet as risk/reward comes into balance. CNBC, top news. Trump tariffs.
And I
Customs
came in
Border
with
Protection
a
tells judge it
short
can't comply
bias
with
really for
refund
the
order.
U.S.,
Seeking
but
Alpha,
they're keeping
market
it.
currents.
They're pretty much
JP
keeping it
Morgan's Kelly
range.
says US economy
This
showing
upward
no jobs
ranging
growth
channel.
after
We got that
February
news
report.
come out here.
CNBC interview.
All right. So right now they're just ranging this thing here between 8 and 9. All right. I want to see that pop though for some reason. I wanted to see this high here get taken out. This is the one I was looking at here previously at 908. But you got what's in front of that is the whole number, all right? So 900s, and I don't even think we got looks like right to 9. 905s we got to. Is that right? Not even 905s. Look at that. 899.50. Jeez, man. Okay. So we're still looking for this short here. See if this will play out here. Back below VWAP. see how it does in this channel. Oil up 10% today.
Canadian dollar strengthens to near 3-week high against the US dollar.
Damn. Oh, especially with oil, that was the play too. It's the CAD. Let's see, 60. Not really. Still ranging. It's not popping as much as you would think. So right now, like I mentioned, we're just really stuck in this range here.
Fully expected to hear from Fed Schmidt. Yet no text is expected for the RISA Q&A.
Alright, one of the Fed speakers will be talking now. Definitely be sure to like, subscribe to the channel, like the video. We do these on the daily. Push this out to more and more people, man. Alright, we're getting this upside here. See if we can reclaim this weekly VWAP and get over this 900 for some longs.
Yahoo Finance, top news. This one dividend stock outperformed the Nasdaq last year and can do it again. Yahoo Finance, top news. CNBC's Partsy Novellos, Broadcom just did what Nvidia couldn't explain. Yahoo Finance,
look at that back end, alright.
Confidence in Italy's construction industry improves in February 2026. CNBC, top news. We're buying more of our newest stock and upgrading our rating on a financial name. Seeking Alpha,
62
market
just
currents.
bought. See if that
Information Services declares $0.045 dividend. Seeking Alpha, market currents. Monroe Capital declares 9 cents dividend. CNBC, top news. Trump tariffs, Customs and Border Protection tells judge it can't comply with refund order. Seeking Alpha, market currents. Smith & Wesson Brands declares 13 cents dividend. Seeking Alpha, market currents. Sanofi to sell Medley unit to Brazil's EMS for more than $500 million.
Still nothing. It's been a pretty choppy US session. We have pretty much like 2 good moves. Alright. This move up here was pretty. I mean, you would have had to been taking it just thinking of 900s. And it's just not going anywhere, right? It's just literally 100 point, 200 point range. Which is a lot. Right, it's a lot if it was a smooth, pretty, you know, just smooth, but it's, look how choppy this thing is. Let's see if we can get this pop. If it wants to pop, just pop. If it wants to drop, drop. It's just not smooth, right? Alright, we may get this upside continuation. We're gonna see though. Not seeing anything convincing. But this could be it. We get back above that weekly VWAP.
So just a heads up, Fed's Myron is also due to speak shortly. He's due to speak on CNBC.
Fed speaker speaking here shortly. Alright. They did not like that news, just her about to speak. They're like, sell this mug. Or Myron. So pretty much just ranging right around VWAP. It's literally going a bit on each side of it. Literally. And in a range, no engulfing candle matters. Like I said earlier. Alright, see if we get this drop here. Alright.
So just keeping an eye on Brent crude oil, getting close to
Oil is
highs
about to hit this
last
90.
seen back in April of 2024.
I'm gonna start
Again,
getting
just
in here.
keeping an eye on where oil market is so far, Brent, and where we are level-wise.
See if we can get some continuation here. One of the Fed speakers will be speaking here shortly. I want to see this thing hold that weekly VWAP. See if we can get any kind of clear movement here. Hold below 800. Start coming back in. We want to get out quick. If this candle flips back above VWAP, we're out of there.
Act on Future Way, so Milner and Kana write to officials on Future Way Technologies. Just context-wise,
I want to add,
Future
but
Way
this is definitely
a
not the time
US-based
to add.
affiliate of Huawei.
CNBC.
This is not giving
Top
anything
news.
clear. It's just in this
The
nice.
gender pay gap doubles over the
This
course of
big
women's
range
careers, according to new Glassdoor report.
Pretty
Yahoo
much are
Finance,
just trapped in this
top news.
range here.
Baby boomers won the retirement lottery. Everyone else is playing catch up. Yahoo Finance, top news. Gap's dividend scorecard. Does the post-earnings sell-off change the income case? CNBC.
That's why you have to be
news.
quick. You gotta be
Trump
quick.
tariffs. Customs
that's
and
your
Border
superpower.
Protection tells judge it can't comply with refund order. CNBC, top news. Used vehicle prices jump ahead of spring selling season optimism.
We got 2 false breaks here out of here. Restructure that. I'm gonna see here. We're gonna be here a little bit longer here. Wanted to see if any kind of movement happens out of this range, but it's not happening. Just not happening. Alright. Can we get this move up here, man? That's the question. Is it real or not? I think it's real. It looks real. Let's try it. See if we can get over that weekly VWAP here.
I know what's wrong with both cars.
You know what?
I know what's wrong with both cars.
Fed's Myron says that I'm hesitant to read too much into 1 month's jobs report. Just a reminder, Fed's Myron speaking on CNBC. Myron says the Fed is chasing phantom inflation and policy is miscalibrated. Myron says that policy is miscalibrated and monetary policy is too tight. The labour market could use more support from monetary policy. Fed's Myron says the Fed typically does not respond to oil prices. Myron adds that oil shock can weigh on core inflation by hurting demand.
Alright, no continuation
Fitch
here.
Ratings says they expect Iran conflict would result
Let's see if
in
we get
stronger
that
US
nice
dollar
pop
and
though.
weaker markets for debt issuance, particularly for highly speculative grade
See if we
issuance.
get that pop. Can we get the pop? We're right at the weekly VWAP here. Let's see if I want to add, but not now. Not now. Alright, let's see. I'll add a few here. I want to see the bottom of this 1 minute hold actually. I don't want to see that flip.
Fed's Myron says, if anything, it's my biases. Fed's Myron says, if anything, it biases.
I'm having some trouble getting over this 9, man.
So he also did say earlier on that the Fed typically does not respond to oil prices.
Alright, we're out of there.
Myron adds that first-time job
Investing.com,
seekers are bearing
stock
the brunt
market.
of unemployment.
Davidson sees U.S. restaurants primed for rebound in 2026. Yahoo Finance, top news. ITV's big bet
Look,
is
and then it
becoming
does
less
it
about
again.
TV. Yahoo
Alright.
Finance,
See if we
top
can
news.
hold here.
Imperial Petroleum Q4 earnings call highlights. Yahoo Finance,
See if we
top
could hold
news.
here.
Alliant Q4 earnings
And
call
get a pop.
highlights.
We really just want to
Yahoo
see that
Finance,
thing go.
top news. Portman Ridge Finance Q4 earnings call highlights. Yahoo Finance, top news. Big Commerce details
over that
Iranian
9, let's
commerce
start adding in
infrastructure
some
shift.
here.
Targets monetization gap at Morgan Stanley
Just
event.
pretty much trying to anticipate the break of the range, but it's
Yahoo
not
Finance,
breaking.
top news.
Keep coming
South
back
Dow
in.
Q4 earnings call highlights.
Looks like it wants to, but
Seeking
then
alpha.
it doesn't.
Market currents. Orion Office REIT
So I
declares
guess
2
what we'll
cents
have to do in
dividend.
that case is literally wait for it to break.
Investing.com, stock market. Denmark stocks lower at close of trade. OMX Copenhagen 20 down 1.23%. Yahoo Finance, top
Alright
news.
guys, so we're going to call it a day
Anthony
for the day. We
Scaramucci
will
says
definitely be
Kraken
back on
evolving into
Monday.
something much bigger after crypto in
Asian
Spain takes
session
history.
on the open.
They are quietly building.
And we'll be looking.
Investing.
We'll be really looking at
Fed's Myron
oil,
says
seeing
there's
about
no
the risk
inflation
off.
pressure in rates.
Canaccord Genuity
Seeing how everything
$580
shapes
million
up.
in U.S. over compliance lapses. Seeking alpha, market currents. Cohen and Company
But
declares
it's still not
25
going.
cents
Still
dividend.
not going. Just in this big 100-point range here.
Investing.com, stock market.
Definitely guys,
Stock
be
slump at
blessed.
soft jobs
Be safe.
data.
Have a great
Escalating
weekend.
Iran conflict hammers sentiment.
And I will see you all Monday.
Investing.com, stock market. Poland stocks lower at close of trade, WIG 30 down 1.88%. CNBC, top news. Trump tariffs, Customs and Border Protection tells judge it can't comply with refund order. Seeking alpha, market currents. Cockroaches or termites. As the private credit market struggles.
Sent command on X. They say Iran's attack on Bahrain will not go unanswered.
Yahoo Finance, top news. I'm aiming to retire once I've saved $5 million. Yahoo Finance, top news. Netflix refocuses on core streaming business following Warner Brothers bid exit. Yahoo Finance, top news. Stock market today, Dow slumped 600 points as oil prices spike 9%, Broadcom rival Marvel soars, live coverage.
Ed Myron says neutral rate is like 2.5% to 2.75%.